Hello and good morning to everyone. Today we are going to talk about business environment. Now to understand business environment, first of all, we have to understand what is business and what is environment separately. Then we are going to understand them together. So let's start and try to understand what is business. We all observe that most of the times people are busy doing some or the other things. Farmers are working in the field, employees are going to the offices, workers are doing their work, or people are visiting to the temple, housewives are cooking, and so on. So, this shows that people are busy doing something or the other throughout the year. Then the question arises, why we all keep ourselves busy? And the answer is to satisfy ourselves. Means that either we want to fulfill our obligations or earn money throughout so that we can buy goods and commodities. So what does the term business means? The term business means all those human activities which are performed for making profit. That simply means, or in simple words, we can say that business includes purchases of goods with the objects of selling them at profit. According to James Stephens, all human acts done with a view of earning profit are called business. Now, if we talk about human acts or human activities, what is human activity? The activities which are undertaken by human beings are known as human activities. For example, going to the college, teaching, going to the temple, cooking food, tailoring, anything we are doing is human activity. Now, this human activity is divided into two: economic activity and non-economic activity. The activities which are performed with an objective to earn money is known as economic activity. For example, a professor going to the college and teaching to the students. But at the same time, if this professor is teaching his own kid, then no money is involved in it and it is termed as non-economic activity. Same way, if we talk about cooking, if the chef cooks at a restaurant, then the money is involved in it and it is termed as economic activity. And if the same cook cooks food at his home for himself, for his family, or for his relatives, for his friends, where no profit is involved or no money is involved, then it is termed as non economic activity. So, the activities which are not performed to earn money but to get some satisfaction are called non economic activities. Now, these economic activities are undertaken to earn profit, and people engage themselves in such activities on a regular basis are said to be engaged in their occupation. Therefore, what does occupation means? In simple words, occupation means keeping oneself engaged or occupied in some gainful economic activity on a regular basis to earn one's livelihood. Examples: lawyers who fight cases and earn money, doctors who treat patients and earn money, then the workers who work in a field and earn money, employees going to the office for earning money. So this all is termed as occupation. But again, then the occupation is further divided into profession, employment, and business. Now let us try to understand what is the basic difference between profession, employment, and business. Profession. If we talk about a profession, then a professional is a person who is expert in his field. That means he has a specialized knowledge of his field. For example, doctors, lawyers, even the consultants, they all are engaged in their profession with a specialized knowledge of their field. Lawyers are experts in legal cases. Then the doctors are experts of their own the medicines, and so on. So in a profession, the knowledge is very specific and specialized. The service motive is there to serve the patient, to solve the cases and get the remuneration or against that. And the professionals are regulated by a professional body like Bar Council of India, like a medical association, and they have a specific code of conduct. On the other hand, if we take the example of employment, employment refers to an occupation in which a person works regularly for others and get wages or salary in return. Now, these officials can be government servants, can be executives, can be employees working in banks. Anybody who is earning a monthly wage is referred to a employee and is known as employment. So the basic difference is that in an employment the person has to work for others. They are not free to decide for their own work. They have to follow the instructions given to them by their superiors. Then again, in an employment, every employee has to follow certain rules and procedures, certain policies, terms and conditions regarding to the work performed. Their hours are fixed for working and amount of remuneration which will be given to them against the work they do is also fixed. So in our employment, you most of the times cannot think of some extra income. If you are an employee working in a particular organization or a firm, then your remuneration is fixed and you have a fixed salary or fixed wage that will be given to you at the end of the month. Now let's talk about business. How the business is different from profession and employment. Business is referred to an occupation in which goods and services are produced, sold, and exchanged in terms of for money. Now it is carried out on the regular basis with the prime objective of making profit. How it is different from employment and profession? See, in profession there is a specific expertise and a specific knowledge about the subject, while in case of business we don't need such kind of things. Neither we have to work for certain people. We are working for ourselves and we are free to do whatever we want. There is no minimum qualification. Only the thing is, if you have a zeal for success, or if you want to open a business, if you have zeal to open a business, you can open it. There is no specific code of conduct which you have to follow as in profession, and neither you have to be dictated by your superiors as in employment. So these are the three economic activities which are done in order to earn livelihood or earn profit. So what is the concept of business? Business is either your occupation, profession or trade or any commercial activity which involves production or purchase of goods and services for sale, transfer or exchange of goods or services to earn profit. So the main motive of business is to earn profit, in which there are many activities are involved, but at the end of the day the profit should be there. Next is characteristics of business. Sale or exchange of goods and services simply means that people in business are engaged in production and distribution of goods and services, and this production and distribution is done . not for the self consumption, but for earning profit. So they so in business, the goods and services produced or purchased must be exchanged for money between the buyers and sellers. Again, this sale of goods and services, if done once, means sells a A sells some his mobile phone to his friend B, and it is not a continuous process. It is just done once. Then it is not a business. A business is a continuous process wherein the seller continuously sells the things to the buyers. The presence of the seller is to be there in the market on a continuous basis or on a regular basis. Anything done just for fun or once or twice and not on a continuous and regular basis is not termed as business. So this sale or exchange of goods and services should be on regular basis, and the profit motive has to be there. Next, the business requires investment in terms of land, labor, or capital. These resources are utilized to produce a variety of goods and services for distribution and consumption. The next is profit. Now, without a profit, a business cannot survive. Nobody can survive without a profit. Even if a professional or a person who is working, who is an employee, needs some kind of remuneration. So in business, whenever there is an exchange of goods and services, the ultimate goal of the businessman is to earn profit for the survival and for the livelihood. Earning profit is also required to grow and expand business. Business also involves risk and uncertainty of income. Now, whatever the investment done by the businessman will bring profit, may or may not be possible. So it is not necessary the investment done by the businessman is going to be positive only. If we talk about marketing, then it is said that whenever there is an introduction of a business in the market, then the businessman has to take the risk of at least 2 to 3 years of not earning profit. So the risk and uncertainty in business is very high. To be successful in the market, you have to have some USP, that is unique selling proposition, and you should able to compete with the competitors, provide products to your customers with some competitive advantage. So in the business, there can be a lot of profit, but then On the other hand, the businessman should be ready to face the losses as well. That is the biggest risk and uncertainty in case of business. Next is importance of business. Now, business improves the standard of living of the people by providing better quality and large variety of goods and services at the right time and at the right place. And then only a businessman can think of earning profit. Because a businessman has to understand the nerve of the people. If the businessman is intelligent enough or knowledgeable enough to understand the needs of the customers, then definitely the goods and services provided by him will be satisfier for the customers, and it will improve the standard of living for both the businessman as well as for the customers. Next, a businessman or an entrepreneur provides opportunity to work to many people. So a businessman provides a way to earn a livelihood for many persons and hence generates employment in the country, which is very important to reduce the poverty. Next is improves national image, means by using the scarce resources, a businessman can use the scarce resources and improve the national image. We all know in today's scenario, the organizations or the businessmen are coming up with a lot many new ideas wherein the waste products can be recycled, the garbage can be recycled, so that they can bring out some useful goods from out of it, and ultimately improve the national image. Next is helps in development of science and technology. See, means a large amount of money is involved on the research and development of new products and services. Therefore, this business helps to develop new innovative products and services and therefore bring new ideas and satisfy the customer needs which might otherwise are left untouched. Now let's talk about the environment part. What is environment? The environment is the condition or situation that affects business activities and surroundings and circumstances that in turn influence business operations. Therefore, the environment consists of the forces and factors, be it internal or external, to a business firm. Hence, the business surroundings of a business enterprise under which business operations are carried out effectively and efficiently is termed as an environment. Now, it is important for a businessman to manage these environmental forces and take suitable decisions which are required for the development and the survival and growth of the business. So, the definition for business environment would be: business environment encompasses the climate or set of conditions, economic, social, political, or institutional, in which business operations are conducted. This definition was given by Arthur M. Wemer. So, Arthur M. Wemer said that all the conditions that are responsible for any losses or profit of a business is termed as business environment, because ultimately this environment is affecting the business of the organization. Now, the Kate Davis said that business environment is the aggregate of all conditions, events, and influences that surrounds and affects it. Anything that affects the business, that influences the business, any environmental conditions that brings profit or loss to the business is termed as business environment.